choir. And this is one of
I'll get right back.
So yeah, I want to thank again Janet Wang actually for introducing me to Iain. It was great. And I was like, July? It's like, I'm going to go to a concert. It's like, the whole setting was so awesome. So maybe, Iain, you can share with us, how did you get started with this? Especially coming from DC, and you're a Nationals fan. Thank you for telling us. So tell us a little more. How did you get started, and what brought you here? I guess the medical school, right?
Yeah, so originally from the Washington, D.C. area, and you know, I was classically trained with my music, starting in 5th grade through the music program at school, and you know, joined the orchestras, and my dream was, oh, I'm going to become the next, you know, Yo-Yo Ma, classical musician extraordinary, right? How naive of me. But then me and a buddy in orchestra, we're just like, wait, there's so much other cool music out there besides classical music. We love classical music. There's also other music out there. What if we were to just randomly start performing that in places? So we were like, let's go to the streets of Washington, D.C. and just start whipping out some Michael Jackson or something and just see how it goes. So we set up, you know, on the National Mall in front of like Congress and stuff, and just playing some of these modern music, U2, that kind of stuff. And then we saw kind of the reaction that people had, you know, Congress people, lawyer types just stopping in the middle of their busy day and just reacting to the music. And we thought, wow, we're really onto something here. So ever since then, we've really kind of broadened horizons of all the types of music that we play, besides just classical music. And that's what, like I said before, we think music is such a universal language because it can connect all these different people, including politicians as well. So that's kind of what got us to start our Eyeglasses career. And then fast forward about 7 years later, the second part of your question, I started medical school at Mount Sinai. It's about 6 years ago. And when I came here, the first thing I noticed in the subway was, what is that weird smell, first of all? And seriously, secondly, like, what is that weird pool of liquid? It just always seems to be there, even if it's sunny and 80 degrees. But besides that, in the subway, we also saw so many talented performers inside the subway. And I'm like, wow, that's something that I really would want to do. And, you know, I looked into it. You might see on this pink banner, it says Music Under New York, Eyeglasses. So they're actually the organization that helps facilitate performers to give live concerts inside all these incredible subway venues like Times Square, Columbus Circle, and we auditioned for it. So it was like kind of America's Got Talent style of auditions. They had a whole panel of judges, and you go through multiple rounds, except the prize isn't some monetary prize. You gotta go into the subway. That's a wonderful prize. And I haven't looked back since then, so I've really enjoyed my time since moving up here.
No, it's been great. I mean, I did definitely see you at 34th Street in Herald Square, and I was buzzing home, but it's great music, and finally great to connect with you. Tell us what it was like playing at Radio City Music Hall.
Unbelievable. I still don't believe it happened until like I see the videos and the photos of it, because I basically almost blacked out, because that was my first, like, you know, big venue performance, you can say. And me, I was used to kind of smaller size venues up until that point, and then you throw me into an audience of whatever, 6,000 people, you know, all cheering. It was amazing. It was amazing to see all that kindness. And then when I actually started playing music, to be able to connect with that many people in one place at one time, it was such a special memory. And the best part of all that is Josh Groban himself, who, you know, we worked with to put together this concert. And he's such a funny guy, so he really helped kind of loosen up my nerves, help me feel more at ease. And the way he introduced me on stage was saying, this is an incredible, you know, talented musician. He's also a medical student, he's studying to be a doctor. And I'm like, yes, this is all true. And he said, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess, based on your name, Eyeglasses, what type of doctor you want to be. Well, okay, this will be easy, right? You can get this. And he was like, you want to be a proctologist. I'm like, I guess I have to change my name now to like proctology string music. I can't do Eyeglasses string music anymore. But it was such a wonderful experience. The fans there were incredible. Josh and the other performers were incredible, and Radio City was just absolutely unbelievable experience. Yeah.
Well, the Chinatown community really thanks you for coming down here to share your wonderful talent. And I'm sure the folks at Mount Sinai, with all those patients, it's very touching to hear what you've done, and we would like to invite you back whenever you have time in your busy schedule.
I'm here in a heartbeat. I mean, you guys are absolutely phenomenal, and like as fun as Radio City was, you guys are up there as well. Thank you guys.
Do you have any questions from the crowd? Come on in, Sue.
I'll just say it.
Sure.
I'm loud enough. You use the term we and us a lot, and I see you're alone. Who's we?
That's a great question.
It's the royal we, right? Like, where's this invisible musician? So, like I said, I'm from the Washington, D.C. area, and we started out with a set of 4 of us who were all string players, right? So myself playing the electric cello, we had an electric violinist, electric violist, electric piano, or keyboard player. And we would go around and do all these wonderful performances, and we all met in university. So I went to the University of Maryland, College Park, right outside Washington, D.C., and that's where we all met and got to do all these fun performances. Obviously now, I've moved up here, so it's a lot, I'd say about 70–80% of my performances now are doing solo stuff on the electric cello, like I am doing today. But every now and then, we will still, the 4 of us get together and do, a performance somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, wherever it is. So yes, I don't have invisible friends. I'm not going crazy with this. Good question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait.
Yeah, going forward, are you gonna be a full-time doctor or full-time musician? I mean, I can't imagine doing both.
Do you want to book an appointment?
I take all forms of major insurance.
Right. Insurance card, please.
No, that's such a great question. I get asked that so much. How do you choose between being a doctor and being a musician? Both are so time-consuming occupations. And for me in the beginning, I was just like, I'm just going to see how far I can take this. When I first joined medical school, I understood it was going to be busy, rigorous, a lot of studying. And I'd say, I'll see how far I can go with music. But what really helped me was being able to kind of blend together the worlds of medicine and music. So like I told you guys, how I'm able to take the cello and give performances inside the wards, inside the patient rooms for doctors, nurses. So that way, if I had a little off time, from studying or in the hospital, I could just take out my cello and also perform music and connect with people through music. So in that sense, I was kind of merging those 2 lives together into one, and that allowed me to kind of do more than I might otherwise be able to do. Moving forward though, I tell people I can't imagine picking one or the other. Music's my passion, medicine's also my passion, and I'm going to try with every limb in my body as hard as I can to maintain that and continue performing for different communities, different patients, and different venues across the U.S. as long as I humanly can. So yes, I will update you on that answer in 3 years. Maybe my answer will change, but great question.
W-I-N-G. Hey. Schedule that appointment.
Of course.
So any other questions? Yes.
What's your favorite band or musician right now, and also have a recommendation to add to your repertoire?
Excellent. So yes, I'll take the second comment first. We do take recommendations. We have this incredible long list. I wish I had my laptop with me of all these amazing suggestions that we get from fans. Because like I said before, there's such incredible music out there. It's impossible for one person to know it all. So absolutely, if you guys have some amazing suggestions, like feel free to email us, DM us, or whatever, and tell us about that. In regards to the first question, my favorite kind of artist, music influence right now. So obviously, one of my favorite artists, and my first kind of non-classical music concert that I went to, it was to a band called One Republic. And I really liked this band because although they were very pop, rock heavy, and you heard them on the radio, they incorporated a lot of strings in them. So they had a violinist, they had a cellist, and I respected them for that. And it was kind of like my gateway, you could say gateway band into modern music and saying, oh, it's okay to mix string music and classical instruments with more kind of modern flavors. So that was one of my historically most favorite bands and influences, and still are to today. And then more recently, ever since that kind of Coldplay performance, I realized how much emotionally Coldplay connects with its audiences, and I really felt that profoundly, being there on stage, but then also just listening as an audience member, to be swept up in all that emotion, and they're such incredible storytellers. So Coldplay, I would say, currently, is one of my top influences for sure.
Wonderful. I think it's playing tomorrow, I think in Brooklyn, and my suggestion for you, can you add 1975?
1975? Absolutely.
They're amazing. They're so
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. They're phenomenal. I think I was actually going to see them. They were meant to have a concert in Maryland, and then the pandemic happened, and they didn't do that tour or whatever. But I think they've opened it up again, and I've always said I want to do some of the music. So absolutely, that's a great suggestion. Thank you for that.